tell us what your, although you're leaving, you must know Mr. Borrelli's vision of this Cup. Is Valencia the vision of the future of the Cup, or is it, we've heard comparisons to the Formula One racing circuit, World Cup, other kinds of things, and what it will take to do that, including a budget. This was the first $1 billion Cup. Can you tell us what that vision is?
Well, I think the most important part of the vision for the next one is this change of boat. But considering the venue, we have already worked for the last weeks, and we consider that, and we always consider that the fact that we could have a Formula One Grand Prix is a plus for us and not a minus. And we have work on the detail of the planning of the infrastructure needed for that, and it's worked pretty well. So it's absolutely not a problem for us to live with Formula One, on the contrary. But we have to, there is an extended list of things that we have to agree with a city to be sure that we'll be happy here. And an example, there is planned some work on the port of Valencia. We need to make sure that the work they intend to do for the commercial harbour could live with an event like the America's Cup. That's the kind of things we are actually checking with Valencia. Changing venue or staying here, both of the solution have an interest. I would say staying here would perhaps give more possibility to ACM to focus on perhaps improving the media, the communication aspect of the America's Cup. It's true that changing places will perhaps take the resources of ACM to be focused to develop a new place, even though we can work on both aspects. So, but changing places give a new flavor to the America's Cup. So both solutions are interesting.
In 2009, does it mean you will limit to one boat? Because otherwise, there'll be not much time for the teams to build a boat if the new class is only issued on the 31st of December.
Not for my agreement with ACM, but...
I thought I'd have that, John.
You want that? You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be running ACM in the future. So I don't know who's going to be running ACM. But the boat is... we haven't really even thought about... everybody seems to want a new boat, and I think it'd be great to have a new boat that is bigger, more exciting, difficult to sail, and faster. And that's going to be that's the emphasis behind it. And now we have to come up with a rule for that, which needs a bit of hard work. And I think the timing of the event it's sort of got to meet those requirements, so the rule can come out with enough time so that everybody can start designing and going through those, get their tools and designing the boat, and then be able to build the boat. And it takes about probably take about 20,000 man-hours to build a 90-footer, and it all takes time. And so that's why the window of when the event has to be a little bit flexible at the moment from the sailing point of view.
Expressions of interest. How many teams would you expect to compete in the next round?
I will not answer this one because last one we did in New Zealand, if I remember well, Russell told 20, and his number followed us for 4 years. So I don't know. I think the number we had this time was a good number, but if I remember well, when we were in Auckland, only 2 teams committed, or perhaps 2 or 3 teams committed to continue. This time we already have, I think, 8 or 9 teams who declare willing to continue, and we have new interest. So honestly, I don't know, but could perhaps increase a little bit. We'll see. We'll see.
What have you got in mind? Is it going to be a canting keel? Is it going to be a Wild Oats Alfa Romeo type boat, but suitable for the America's Cup? I mean, what are people telling you in the concept that you're going to try and put together?
Well, I mean, it's just something that's a bit more exciting than that. I mean, these boats have been fantastic, and they certainly, I like sailing them, but in the end, I think they've got to the end of their life, and people have been looking for something a little bit bigger, a bit more difficult, a bit more exciting. The canting keel thing is, you know, we thought about that, but it's a difficult option, and you know, we can do it a little bit better probably with the sliding keel thing, not better, but just different. And in the end, the boats will be bigger, faster, harder to sail. You know, they'll be 90 footers. They won't have electronic or electric or hydraulic run winches. They'll have to be, you know, the guys will have to be athletic. So they'll be tough boats to sail. And but you know, that's what
campaigns have gone to two-boat testing. You made some mention earlier about you're looking at one boat. Are there actual restrictions on each syndicate having one boat, or could they, if they have the money, go to a two-boat campaign of the 90-footer?
Well, this time the last edition, we tried to encourage the challengers to limit the amount of costs, and got nowhere. And one of the biggest costs is having these teams set up year in, year out, sailing every day or 5 to 6 days a week, testing, and that's something that obviously we did. And really it's, you know, a lot of it is, I think, a waste of money. And so, you know, we want to try and limit that, and limit the costs. That'll be a direct limit to the costs to the teams, and they can do something else with that money. They can, whatever they want, but you know, we're just trying to limit the amount of sailing that the teams have to do to actually get to the start line with any sort of competitive
participate in the trials. At what point will they absent themselves? And secondly, the arbitration panel back in Auckland, that was deemed an encumbrance. Why is the jury not deemed sufficient now?
To answer your question, to take the last one first, the feeling on the jury arbitration panel, I mean, the jury's done a fantastic job this time. It's felt that with 5 people involved, it can be a bit cumbersome, and that's why we're looking to reduce it down to 3 people. And the feeling was it's important perhaps to have an appeal authority that stands a bit back from the event and gives people an opportunity to perhaps appeal a decision. Also, what we're trying to do, and perhaps this is the most important point here, is to separate the competitive issues with issues concerning commercial issues of the event, and trying to have the best qualified people deal with those issues. So we're having experienced sailing judges on the sailing jury and experienced commercial people on the other.
How many crew would you envisage, and do you have a wind range in mind?
The crew, I'm not sure about the crew, but it's going to be difficult to sail, so probably be around 20 or maybe 21, I think. I'm not sure. Haven't really thought about it. And the wind range, I think they should be able to do 8 to 30.